back to the Baseball Hut 2. We talk about Major League Baseball trades and stuff in the news, but that it has something to pertain to baseball. And as you know, we're 8 weeks away. 8 weeks away from the trading deadline. We're a month away from the draft. This channel will have a lot of stuff on the draft, so you've got to subscribe and follow along. We'll probably have a live stream here for the draft on July 9th, just to let you know. So as you know, we're 2 months away from the trading deadline. That's on August 1st at 6 p.m. And that's a Tuesday if you want to know. And there are names starting to pop up a little bit. Names sort of talked about, bandied about a little bit. And I found this interesting article from Mark Feinsand. He mentions 8 players that could be traded that have gotten hot over the last, few weeks. Now here we go. I'll read part of it and we'll talk about the players. With 8 weeks remaining until the trade deadline, clubs around the majors are dispatching scouts to watch players at every level. So now we're past the Memorial Day point, and we're now at June 8th, I believe. And we're now at the point where teams are basically starting to scout other players in the minor leagues, other players in the major leagues, and they're looking to see, because teams know what they need, what they don't need, players that are expendable in their organizations, and they're going to be looking to deal. Now, some names will be bandied about that'll be huge names. Maybe like Shohei Ohtani. Maybe Juan Soto gets moved again. You never know. But we have some names here. Not some of the biggest names, but some names that have played well. Let's start up with third baseman from the Nationals, Jeimer Candelario. Candelario's first year in Washington might be his only one, as the third baseman's recent performance could draw interest on the trade market. The 29-year-old has 3 home runs and 14 RBIs to go along with an impressive 329, 444, 610 slugging percentage line over his last 23 games entering Wednesday. Not to mention that he ranks in the 97th percentile in the league in outs above average. With a 1-year, $5 million contract, Candelario could be a low-cost option for a club seeking help at the hot corner. We'll see. Next up, former Met Michael Conforto. And he's with the Giants, and he's an outfielder. He has been red hot in recent weeks, belting several homers with 19 RBIs and a 11-10 OPS over his past 20 games. Entering Wednesday. The 30-year-old is in his final year of this is his first year in a 2-year, $36 million deal, but he can opt out of the contract at the end of the year, assuming he reaches 350 plate appearances. If the Giants decide to sell, which remains a big if at this point, he could be one of the better bats on the market. Now, Michael, we saw him here with the Mets for quite a few years. He has power. He'll hit you home runs, but he is exhausting to watch. He'll take way too many pitches. He's a better version of Daniel Vogelbach. He's hit 25, 30 home runs a few times in his career. He's top 10 all time and home runs all time for the Mets. So he's hit a lot of home runs over his career. And, he has his power. But he's a 250 hitter. So if you're going to bring him in, if you're a team that wants to bring another bat in, just understand that. He's like a number 6 hitter in my view. Next up, Alexis Diaz, right-handed pitcher from the Reds. The Reds have a number of potential trade chips, including infielder Kevin Newman and right-hander Buck Farmer. But Diaz, I would mention, Jonathan India has been mentioned here and there. But Diaz is the one coveted by many teams around the league. The younger brother of Mets reliever Edwin Diaz. Alexis pitched to a 0.82 ERA over his past 10 outings entering Wednesday. He's under club control through 27, but the Reds could likely bring back a Hall of Talent if they were to part with 26. I don't see them doing that. They have some very good young talent now. You're starting to see Ellie De La Cruz made his debut the other day, and he's been pretty good the first 2 games. I just don't see the young Reds moving him. They'd be crazy to do that. They should build their team and see how it goes and see where we are, at least in Cincinnati, a year or 2 from now. They shouldn't be doing any of that stuff. 2 pitchers from the White Sox they mentioned here. The White Sox are going to be very active, in my opinion. They're going to be moving a lot of players for the trade deadline, a lot of their pitchers. One of which is possibly Lance Lynn, Lucas Giolito. Lucas Giolito, I mentioned, was throwing a no-hitter against the Yankees, I guess, going into the 6th inning on Tuesday. And so a lot of the pitching there in Chicago is probably going to be going. And possibly Tim Anderson as well. This pair, and they mentioned 2 players here, Kendall Graveman and Kenyon Milton. This pair of Chicago relievers has been highly effective over the past few weeks, combined for 20 1/3 innings without allowing an earned run. Graveman is in the second year of a 3-year, $24 million deal, so the White Sox could look to shed his salary if they wind up becoming big sellers. Middleton signed a minor league deal before the season and is earning $1 million, making the impending free agent a cost-friendly alternative on the relief market. So keep an eye on the White Sox. They're probably going to be the most active team because they have a lot of free agents of guys that are, they're guys that are going to be getting a lot of attention. From the Rockies, Randall Krejcik. It's been another tough season in Colorado with the last place Rockies figured to be among the sellers this summer. Starter Chase Anderson and reliever Brent Suter could both draw interest, but with the limited number of outfield bats expected to move, Krejcik, who just posted an 844 OPS over a 2-week stretch, could become a valuable asset if his bat stays hot. Again, another player, and the final player in this interesting article is from the White Sox, Michael Kopech, right-handed pitcher. The White Sox remain a likely seller, and while names such as Lucas Giolito, Yasmani Grandal, Lance Lynn have been mentioned as potential chips, it's Kopech who might offer a chance at the biggest return. The 27-year-old has a 2.32 ERA in his past 5 starts, striking out 43 batters, while allowing only 12 hits over 31 innings. Kopech is earning $2.05 million this season, is arbitration eligible for 2 more years, putting the Sox in a strong position if they choose to capitalize on his recent performance. I highly doubt this. I do not see him getting moved, if you ask me. Why would you trade a guy that is not going to be a free agent? So let's run down some of these names. Candelario, will he get moved? I say better than 50-50 chance. Mike Conforto, well, he signed a 2-year deal, but if he hits that 350 play appearances, I say 50-50 on Michael. Alexis Diaz, 0 chance of him getting moved by the Reds. Kendall Graveman and Middleton, I say both of them could be moved. Middleton more likely because he's got a minor league deal. I think he could get moved. And Graveman, more than 50-50. Middleton, probably 80%. Krejcik is going to get moved, I think. The Rockies do not do a great job of moving players. They did not get much of a return for Nolan Arenado. I think they're a little gun shy at this point. And Kopech, I don't see him getting moved at all. Just due to his contract status. Oh, wait a minute. One more player. Sorry. Hello. Julian Merryweather. Right-handed pitcher from the Cubs. Following a rough April, Merryweather has been very effective recently, posting a 1.32 ERA with 20 strikeouts over 13 2/3 innings. The 31-year-old is on the club control for 3 more years. But just as the Cubs dealt Scott Efros a year ago, Chicago take advantage of the relief market if Merryweather continues to pitch well. Well, he's 31 years old. How close do the Cubs feel that they are to being a good team? It's not a great division. I know that Marcus Stroman has pitched well. They're up in the air whether they want to trade him because he's got this opt-out after this year. They have some talent in the minor leagues. It's starting to come up a little bit. He's got 3 more years of club control. I say less than 40% he gets moved. That's my opinion. I'm not well versed in the whole payroll situation there in Chicago. But who knows? Who knows at this rate whether he gets moved or not. But it is interesting to talk about all these different players. Some of these guys will get moved. Some of these guys will not get moved. Alexis Diaz doesn't get moved. That's a gold-plated guarantee for me. So if you're a Mets fan, I don't see him coming here. I don't see him getting moved anywhere, to be honest with you. Well, you let me know what you think about this video. Of course, please subscribe to the Baseball Hut too. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you later.